Hey, it's Matt with Pine Creek Crew. I want to talk about tree stand safety, one of the most important things with hunting. I want to talk about an incident that happened 3 years ago to me, something I hope never happens to you. The night before opening of archery, my son and I went out to the garage and we were looking at our equipment. Clayton had grown substantially over that previous year, and his harness didn't fit him. So I gave him mine, told him you're not going to go out without a harness. We had just a strap around the tree at the top to lock into, and so I want to make sure he was tied off. That next morning we went out. Honestly, we hadn't checked the stands. We hadn't really done much prep work as far as going out and trimming or anything like that before the season started, because we were so busy and we thought we were just okay. Got up in the stand. It was still dark. It was about 6, maybe 6:30 in the morning. And when I stood on the stand, went to put my bow on the hanger, and when I went to turn around, the entire tree stand fell. Both straps broke and sent me with the tree stand falling 18 feet to the ground. So I'm falling in the dark, and I just remember thinking that I was going to die. And I was thinking about how long it was taking me to fall. When I did hit the ground finally, I landed feet first, thankfully. I shattered my left ankle and I broke 3 vertebrae in my back. Laying there on the ground in the dark, my glasses had fallen off. It was obviously a shock to me. So I fumbled for my phone and I called Chris. He didn't pick up. I left a couple messages for him. Finally, I think he had gotten in his stand himself and was ready to go. And he finally picked up, and I told him, hey, I'd fallen. I need your help. And during that time when I was waiting on him, I was just in substantial pain. I just remember the pain, but I also remember being so grateful for the pain, because I really feel like I could have been dead or even paralyzed, but I could feel my legs and I could, I was alive, so that was a great thing. Spent 2 days in the hospital, maybe 3, and then I spent the next 2 months in bed. Basically, the first 2 weeks I was in bed 24 hours a day. Over the next 2 months, I had to wear a shell, like a turtle shell, for 2 months until my back had healed up. Very fortunate I didn't have to have surgery, but I really don't want anybody to have to go through that. There's simple equipment that you can use. One thing obviously is a safety harness, but this piece of equipment here is something that I think everyone should have. This is a static rope. It's static line. It doesn't stretch, and you throw it over the tree, and you bring it back and you loop it over itself, and you get it on the tree. And as you're climbing up or down, you can kind of just pull this with you, and you attach this to your harness, and as you're pulling or going up or down, you can take this with you. Now if you fall, it instantly tightens up and becomes a good foundation for your tree stand harness or your body harness, so that you will not fall from there. Even if you're climbing the tree stand, then you go back to just climbing up and down again. So these are, I think we gave maybe $80 or $90 for 3 of these, so they're really not that expensive. Extremely cheap insurance. I can't imagine how much it costs for my hospital bills or being off for 2 months, but it's definitely a lot cheaper than this. A good body harness, making sure you're checking it. A couple other things to consider in the tree stand is not to cut off limbs below you that could impale you. Anything that maybe could make you fall and hit a branch and make you fall, because really it's not how high you fall, but how you fall. So be real careful with that. Fortunately for me, I was able to walk away from this incident. It was the 7th of November, and I was the 3rd person to fall in our county, and the person that fell prior to me only fell 10 feet and he died. So again, guys, just be very careful this year. This is the #1 tip for safety from Pine Creek Crew, and I appreciate your time.